His name is Volodymyr Olexandrovytch Zelensky, better known as Zelensky, born January 25, 1978 in Krivoi, Russian-speaking southeast region of Ukraine. And his origin is Jewish. Profession: politician, actor, screenwriter, comedian and producer, and your zodiac sign is Aquarius. Listen now to the most moving phrases of patriotism from the President of Ukraine in the midst of the biggest conflict in European history after the Second World War. How could I be a Nazi? This sentence was a response by President Zelensky, who is of Jewish descent, to the Russian government spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, who says that the attacks on Ukraine would not be stopped until the whole country is cleared of Nazis. A new Iron Curtain has fallen that separates Russia from the civilized world. In this sentence, Zelensky claims that a new division, as it was in the past of the Cold War, has re-emerged. And Russia finds itself once again in a tense rivalry between blocs of nations in this war against Ukraine. It is the resurgence of a new tension between superpowers, the United States on the one hand and Russia on the other. We are fighting not only for our independence, but for our survival. So that the Ukrainians are not killed, humiliated, tortured, captured by Russia. In this sentence, Zelensky declares that the military and civil struggle of his people is motivated by their survival as the sovereign people of Ukraine. The conflict since its inception has already shown that the morale of Ukrainian civilians and soldiers is much higher than that of Russian soldiers. The occupants killed just for fun. They tortured, raped, killed those people and shot at cars where there were children. President Zelensky in this sentence declares a clear violation of human rights in Ukrainian territory invaded by Russian forces, mainly in Bucha in the Kiev region. Russian troops used air force to purposely bomb civilians. In this sentence, Zelensky accuses Russia of aerial bombing of civilians. In civilian areas, Russia uses all kinds of artillery, missiles, aerial bombs, including phosphorus bombs and other munitions banned by international law, the Ukrainian president said. Let's not lay down our weapons. Zelensky in this sentence makes clear the struggle of the Ukrainian people and their resistance to Russian invasion. Strong civil resistance took Vladimir Putin's soldiers by surprise. And this has surprised the world, in addition to making this war much more difficult for Russia to advance on Ukrainian soil. When you attack us, you will see our faces. Not our backs, but our faces. In this sentence, Zelensky declares the courage and patriotism of an entire nation, united by survival and existence as the sovereign people of Ukraine. In today's world where we live, there is no longer someone else's war. None of you can feel safe when there is a war in Ukraine, when there is a war in Europe. In this sentence, Zelensky declares the risk of a conflict that spreads to other countries, with the alliances of nations. Today, this becomes even more evident with Putin's threat to Axis countries belonging to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Especially if Sweden and Finland decide to join this alliance, being countries known for their neutrality. Only one thing remains unchanged: the contradictions between nations and states are still resolved not by words, but by missiles. Not by word, but by war. In this sentence, Zelensky declares that war has become a means of resolving political issues of countries. And he says that the war in Ukraine can only be resolved through diplomacy. We need to stick together because that's the only way to stay strong. In this sentence, Zelensky calls the whole nation to national unity at this difficult time. Incredibly, the entire nation became just one in this war, and the men who decided to stay at home to defend their place of family life drew the attention of the world. Prove that you are with us. Prove that you will not abandon us. Prove that you are really Europeans, and then life will conquer death and light will conquer darkness. In this sentence, Zelensky makes an emotional call to the European Union, in a speech that brought many to tears. Zelensky's words markedly moved the European Parliament. Thank you for watching the Mentality and Fame channel and for subscribing and leaving your like, and don't forget to write what you think in the comments. That will be important for us. And until the next videos.